and welcome back. In this section you will learn about values in teaching. Firstly, you'll understand what it is that you need to do to ensure you feel good. Secondly, know what's important to you so you can make better decisions, and finally, become more in control of your emotions, feelings and actions. In this particular video, we will look at uncovering your values. Let's start. What's important to you? What's important to you about teaching? Do you know? Do others know? Why do you teach the way you do? Now, for many teachers, these questions are philosophical and often overlooked. The reality is that our beliefs and values drive our behaviour, particularly when we're in conflict or feeling stressed. This is why our values are often called hot buttons, because whatever you do is often done to fulfil a value. And when we go against our values, it's like one of our hot buttons have been pressed. For instance, if you value good health, you will most likely eat healthy food and exercise. And the form of exercise you choose will depend on what you value, whether you choose to be in a team sport or be more independent. Understanding your values and making them explicit to others can transform your personal life and your role as a teacher. I feel this is one of the most important factors to discover as a teacher. However, understanding your values and making them explicit to others can transform your personal life and your role as a teacher. I feel this is one of the most important factors to discover as teachers. However, it is one of the most neglected areas of teacher professional development. So very few people are fully aware of their values and what's important to them. In fact, most people, including teachers, seem to be on like an autopilot. We may have an idea of what we want, but we don't often realise why we want something. Knowing your values as a teacher will enable you to understand what's important to you when teaching a class or working in education. You'll make more informed decisions about how you teach or what you teach, and become more in control of your emotions, feelings and actions. When teachers are normally involved in professional development, they reflect on their practice and skills. The emphasis is on student outcomes and their ways of working, their practice and how they structure their environment. I'm going to share with you a model of change that will help you better understand why you do what you do. Now, Robert Dilts was one of the pioneers of NLP. He formulated what is called the logical levels. Robert Dilts, one of the pioneers of NLP, formulated what is called the logical levels. Robert Dilts, one of the pioneers of NLP, formulated what is called the neurological levels. This was derived from the work of Gregory Bateson, an anthropologist. Dilts did a lot of work with people's experience in life, in which we experience things at different levels. Let's take a look at this model to gain a greater understanding. You'll notice that the environment and behaviours are on the surface level. They are what is visible. However, our capabilities, values, our identity and purpose are below the surface, at a deeper level. The iceberg is a great metaphor for this. In relation to teaching, you will experience the environment as the way we organise the classroom, including the structure and planning of lessons. At the behaviour level, it is the way we teach, the way we interact with our students, and the way we speak, the language we use, and these are all visible. Now, below the surface are our capabilities as a teacher, our values and our beliefs, our identity and purpose. In a future video, we will go into a bit more depth and use this model a little bit more, looking at your teaching and leadership. For now, we'll just focus on values. Remember, what you do in the classroom is a result of your values. Take a moment to think about that now. The last time you taught, what was important to you about teaching that lesson? Okay, so remember, what you do in the classroom is a result of your values. Take a moment now to think about the last lesson you taught. What was important to you about teaching the lesson? Okay, so now you understand a little bit more about values and how they relate to teaching. Let's do an exercise which will help you discover your values. You could work with a partner or do this yourself. So, this is how it works. Ask your colleague or yourself what's important to you about education. As you do this, write down the exact words they say. Not your interpretation, keep their wording. It's very important. You should then ask what else is important to you about education, and you'll come up with a list. The question should be repeated 10 times to discover The question should be repeated 10 times to discover 10 values. Use the worksheet provided in the resource section of this course. Okay, that's it for this one. Do the exercise now and uncover your 10 values for education and teaching. In the next video, you will learn about towards and away from values. And we'll look at how you can work with towards and away values and realign them so they work for you. Okay, you'll see me in the next.